1 inch left to the finals for both of these two players. We just had a brief history of TY's most recent matches, including StarLeague and Pro League. The kid is on fire. He's actually having the best time of his career right now.
Yeah, that's pretty safe to say at this point. You know, he's never played so well before. We saw him last year do pretty well. He got pretty high. He was getting a lot of wins in Pro League especially, but nothing like this.
He fell off, and he was looking specifically really good in the TVP matchup in a Protoss-dominated period. Then he kind of fell off this year. He didn't look as strong, I'd say, until Home Story Cup, where he made it pretty deep, and then suddenly he started to slowly but surely make a comeback here.
It's like a weight was lifted from his shoulders somehow, some way, and since then he's been growing and getting better. And you know what? After seeing what he's done so far today, maybe he can just take it all.
He could, man. It's absolutely up in the air. But ByuLzerg does have momentum in his favor right now. He did just win, and we're going into what most players are considering a Zerg favorite map, Expedition Lost. Let's go into game number 3.
결승 진출에 대한 욕망.
In the top right, in red, it's TY.
I'm going to wait for him to show that camera before I even try for ByuLzerg. There he is. Boom. TY. Down here in the bottom left, we do have that Zerg player winning last game as well. ByuLzerg did it once against Mech. Can he keep that going? Deciding to go for Roach Hydra Viper last game and really catching him out. Can do the same on this map. You know, it does have a big backdoor, a very open sort of map. Very hard for Mech to get off the ground.
Sure. The backdoor ice, if you will, is, you know, obviously something that Terrans will have to take into account. We have seen ByuLzerg specifically use hatcheries, proxy hatches, like, you know, spine crawl rushes and things of that nature on this map. Not going to be doing it today. ByuLzerg versus Marine King, perhaps the most famous of all those games.
For all the wrong reasons, but we are seeing a pull first again this time, so maybe he's looking to counter that command center first again, which is a good choice.
So it's been his first time in 3 years coming here, is something like that, is what it says. I couldn't read all that fast enough, sorry.
You're fine, mate. You're fine. All I saw was ESL. I'm like, oh, do they mean the ESL from Europe? Or?
Not sure. Maybe a big fan of North American players.
Could be it. Could be it. Well, Sixling's on the way once again, so he wants to apply pressure to that command center first. Try and find that Marine, gobble him up, and try and do some damage to SCVs. Did it last time. Did a bit of damage. You know, 3 SCVs went down and a lot of mining time lost, so it did end up worth it. But SCV scout this time.
Yep. And he should be able to respond accordingly. Last time, the big issue was he just simply didn't have a tight wall. But obviously, that's something you can easily do with this much time to prepare. The CC will be done long before the things arrive, so he's not going to have to worry about losing that. He's even confident enough to make an orbital. Sends another SCV just to confirm. But ByuLzerg sends him the wrong way.
Yeah, it's going to happen again by the looks of things. He's going to find them now, unless ByuLzerg wants to hide them even longer, and he is.
Oh, he does. He just needs a tight wall. That's all he needs. Okay, there's the tight wall. The factory will wall it.
Well, let's see. Is he going to... He raises the depot. Okay. So he's going to hide those lings down there, and look at that, a second Marine on the way. So TY not cutting corners this time either.
So what he wants to do here is force the Marine to come down to protect the CC, and then he's going to run the rest of the lings and watch. Here we go. Marines come down. Lings are going to come up. He's going to try to trap them here.
He's going to try. Can they close the gap enough?
It looks like he's going to have to bring SCVs down.
It's going to be an investment. I don't think he's going to get much here. He got one SCV.
Yeah. Good micro here again by TY, just using the melee attacks of the SCVs to protect the Marines. while ByuLzerg targets him, because obviously killing the Marines is the most important priority in that situation. They have the highest DPS.
Yeah, it just opens up the base as well. I mean, Zerglings can kite SCVs for days and regenerate their health.
Oh, the last Ling escapes somehow. Well, this is not a disaster for TY. I mean, he took very little damage and now has a follow-up with a starport.
Yeah, that's certainly big difference to game number 1. No real damage done. Losing 1 SCV, not worth it.
Also, the second gas was scouted, so ByuLzerg does have that extra amount of information. And we are going to see a bunker coming up here, and 2-base lair again.
So sticking to it, staying true to his form and going for 2-base mutas. I really would love to see him try for a faster 3rd base. Maybe do something Dark would do, which Dark's much more comfortable going for that kind of grittier style and surviving till the mid game with it.
Look at this stim research. Could be a fake.
I think it's real.
I think it's real too.
I think he's committing to it. And the map says it all. I mean, Expedition lost the map. You probably don't want to really go mech on.
This is going to be interesting, though. This is kind of what I was saying earlier. Obviously, in a best of 7, you can mix bio in. This is the best map for it, I would say. Not the best necessarily, but a good map for it. And the Overlord is going to see a barracks.
Oh, he sees it. All he needs to see. That is it. He's like, thank you very much. I know I'm up against bio on this map. That's probably the scariest thing Zergs have to figure out early. Is it going to be mech or is it going to be bio? And if you know that, you have a really easy path to making the correct army.
Oh man, Hellion Big Bros saving the SCV at 5 health. Nicely done. 50 Harvesters to 37, but with no 3rd base, he's not getting much out of it. You can always, of course, transfer them over once that 3rd base is ready. Another supply block here for ByuLzerg. In fact, going to lose a second Overlord here in just a moment.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky when you're losing Overlords like that to a Viking. 2 of them gone down already.
Yeah, you're almost always going to lose those 2.
Yeah, it's about how early you kind of compensate that and make those extra Overlords.
Double eBays coming up now. Yeah, and the Hellions continuing to pressure. Safety siege tank, as TY is known for, but a second siege tank could mean a more siege tank central comp, which is something TY is very known for. It's like his icon, it's his emblem in this tournament, a siege tank.
Yeah, we actually have seen him use that on this map as well. If he gets into like the just above the natural and sieges a tank before the rock tower, you can really start to do some create some havoc. And even closer to the ramp there of ByuLzerg, if he's not ready for it, he can actually be in a horrible place.
Oh, actually, his Queens just dropped some tumors. I think they have enough for a transfuse, but TY's just going to back off anyways.
This is a very 2-base sort of attack I think TY is looking for as well. He's not making that 3rd CC.
2 base, 1-1. Combat shield stem, a lot of medevacs. Probably going to try to drop before that, although Mutalist now 8 of them on the way.
Very important Ling scan actually up top. The Hellions haven't got it yet, but it did scout that 3rd base, making sure, is it going to be 2 CCs or 3 CCs? That's the next big thing Zerg's going to find out against a bio player, because the levels of aggression can vary in a big way.
He needs to get Baneling speed now that he's identified this ASAP, so he can have that ready for the attack. Without it, defending is going to be nearly impossible.
Yeah, he needs Baneling speed, and he needs his upgrades, so at least carapace against tanks like that. Muta's going to scout everything there. He's going to have a complete idea of what's going on.
Yeah, and this is a lot of Mutas. This is 8 Mutalists. The Hellions trying to draw them into this bio. He's got a bunker and a Viking to help zone this as well. Now going actually into the main base. Doesn't have much there. In fact, nothing at all. Like just 3 Marines, but does ward them away. And a turret.
He gets to look at the army. He knows what he's up against. And look at that, 20 Lings just finished up. Baneling speed, very late though.
Very late.
One thing to compensate for that is the great creep spread from where TY will probably be heading, which is just outside the natural and 3rd base, further up that ramp, where you'll want to be sieging tanks.
Interesting move to kill that rock tower there on his way over. It's going to slow down his push quite a bit. It's going to cut off reinforcements, but he could have killed it from the top instead of killing it before. Maybe a mistake there, but either way, he's coming straight towards the ice. That's going to be his point of attack, it looks like.
It seems that way. This is very interesting.
So it makes more sense that he killed the rock tower that way now. Big counterattack, maybe, or a flank being set up here. Even adding a turret now, several turrets to help defend this push. TY loves playing like this, even plays like this in TVP. Let's see if he can react to this counterattack, though. Uh-oh, he's not looking. And this is going to be a problem. There's no Banelings in this, at least. Jumps into the bunker.
I think the bunker should be able to survive, or at least do enough damage that extra Marines coming out of the main base will be able to hold it.
Meanwhile, he scans and is attacking into the main base. This is still not enough. He's got a ton of reinforcing Marines coming out, but this may end up becoming an elimination race, and the spawning pool is already down, Moonglade.
I kind of get the impression that ByuLzerg had no idea this was coming to his ice because he is completely unprepared for this.
Oh man, look at the Hellions on the ramp, stopping Banelings, and now he's starting to lose critical overlords as well. He's actually about to find himself supply blocked, and he's turned his meters around. There are turrets up with a few of these tanks.
He's lost the main base from here. I mean, this army can get wiped out at this point. He is completely fine.
Oh,
he's done so much damage.
Yeah, he's going to have to unload these medevacs, though. But look at this. His meters actually cannot fight this. These are 1-1 Marines with stim and combat shields.
Yeah, way too much. And he can't even make lings, and therefore cannot make banelings to deal with these Marines. He's going to lose the lair from here.
That's why you're going to see a huge mineral bank here in just a second for ByuLzerg, as well as larva bank, because he cannot afford this. Now he doesn't have a lair anymore. Got no main base.
Unbelievable. Oh, Medivacs might be in trouble, but more and more damage going down here. The Marines are working their way into the natural.
Yeah, and once they get on top of that larva, they can just camp that and win the game. Kill drones or mutas. The choice is TY's. Reinforcements coming across. So many more units in the main, killing drones, queens. Reinforcements walking across, and that's going to be it here. A crushing blow. And I completely agree with you. I think ByuLzerg had no idea this attack was coming into his main.
It's so weird because he went for such a counterattack as well. It's like he was not confident enough to deal with the army, or he had no idea. It's so hard to say. I'd have to go back and watch that VOD again.
He didn't have any tumors. He didn't have any overlords at the ice, so that's for sure.
Almost did, but yeah, no overlords there. He had no idea until the tanks were set up and Marines were stimming on top of his hatcheries.
And once he lost the spawning pool, things really started to snowball.
Yeah, I mean, that's like sort of a checkmate move right there. If TYterran can get that while they're pushing, you can't reinforce your army, you lose the game.
He had like 18 lings on the map when the spawning pool died, so that was just not going to be enough. And maybe 6 Banes, like basically nothing.
This is a very, very tilting game for ByuLzerg. This is a map that he should have won. It's like one of the maps you look at and you're like, okay, I should beat the TYterran on this. I'm good at this. He might be forced to go into bio. Instead, you know, he's completely caught out by this strategy. And the maps are going to be more and more TYterran favored, more and more mech favored as the series gets later.
Yeah, I believe going into Terraform is going to be Game 5. So that's something to keep in mind. That's one of the big mech maps right now. Rogues found success on it. ByuLzerg did beat Innovation on it after Innovation's mistake, but still, even with all these Banelings with speed here, he could just kind of reload back up and get some more reinforcements. Look at these splits. Never going to happen.
Never, ever. Just kind of wasting away his army.
GG, TY takes the lead, and what a convincing win that was. Man, I'm worried for ByuLzerg right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting scared here. Yes, the big mistake there, not identifying what the army he was up against and letting go his main base like that. No doubt he's going to be pretty frustrated there, and I'm sure he's not going to listen to that pretty coach anymore. He's like, get away from me. I'm so mad right now. I should have won that game. It was my game. He was bio. I'm world class against bio, but I let it happen.
Funny thing is, TY with the attack as well set up 2 turrets. He had 2 siege tanks in the back. Those things didn't even come into play because he was just, ByuLzerg was so out of position.
Look at that face, man. He is pissed off.
ByuLzerg has been pretty tilted in these series. And we saw him in the round of 8. Looked like in the final game, he almost looked as if he didn't even want to play anymore. He was just going to type out. He stuck with it, and he did win. He did advance over Innovation, but here we are now. And I wonder, can he get his mentality back? We're going into Cactus Valley. There are biggest maps in the pool.
Yep, he's got a lot of space to work with here. Probably going to be against mech. It's going to go late game for sure if it is.
Absolutely. This is one of those games, guys, where if you're into watching that super late mech game, this is going to be the game for you.